Hello friends, this week we have a very, very special guest, one of the most iconic action stars of all time, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Thank you so much for joining us. You've had a really great, iconic career that has spanned decades at this point. Some of the things that float around about you online and some of the stories of your life are almost bigger than life. They're almost unbelievable in some of them. I was hoping we could go through a couple of the moments from your career and you could kind of tell us A, if they're false, and then B, try and maybe flesh out the details on some of them. And the first one we have, one of your first roles was in a Chuck Norris film. I'd heard that you helped Chuck Norris train in the 1980s, and you also had a job working at his bar, Woody's Wharf. Is that true?
You're right. As a bouncer.
Really? You were a bouncer?
I didn't have any fight, thank God. I was a good schmoozer, simpatico, and no incident happened. Because, you know, when you see a big guy, look stronger than a small guy normally, and no need to go in a fight there. And I was like good money on the side. And then on the week time, I trained with Chuck 3 times a week in Rolling Hills. That's where I met him the first time.
Okay.
Came to Chuck's house and the guy was there. We did some sparring together. Chuck put him in the front, but I did like a roundhouse kick and I touched him in the liver. Fell down, was knocked out, and Chuck was upset. And then we started to become friends and stuff like that.
Well, you didn't have to fight anybody in the bar as your role as a bouncer, but when you were training, you knocked somebody down.
No, because I was so precise and just a touch, you know, and just like if you go in the right place at the right time, you go down.
Bloodsport was kind of your breakout role, and one of the things that really put you on the map. The first cut of it was something that maybe you were unhappy with, and you personally recut the film to make it be the final product. Is that true?
Yeah, my friend Sheldon, who wrote Bloodsport, I was doing another movie called Kickboxer. He said, "You better to come back. Why? Your movie look like what?" And so I came back from Thailand, and we saw the cut, and I whipped. It's impossible, you know. I'm jumping in the air. They cut in the middle. So I did go back to Manhattan. Second time, please, can I edit the film, please? And he gave me a editing room. I was able to cut at night. The guy who was cutting with me is the guy who did Tower Inferno.
Okay.
So it's like Academy Award editor. And I was together with him, and he showed me the steps. It was released in some canon theater in New York, and I became sensation, like I was saying, overnight.
Whatever. You speak a lot of languages, but is it true that you learned English from watching the Flintstones?
No, because people said so I make them happy. But when I came in this country, I didn't speak much English. But I was so into my will of making it that I didn't see that as a problem. But it was a problem.
Well, Bloodsport, too. I mean, like, that was something that you had done, because you were a kickboxer yourself before you became an actor. Is your record that's online accurate? I think it was 19 wins and 1 loss as a kickboxer, is that correct?
I think more than that in
Europe.
Really? Yeah, we fought all over. In Germany, Belgium, France. Left school early. I worked, sold flowers when I was a kid in restaurants, make good money. Then open a gym with a loan, make very good money. Put the money on the side, put 3,000 in my pocket, and go to America and succeed.
Speaking of underground fights or even professional fights, is it true that you attended a bare-knuckle brawl with Vladimir Putin? I think it was 2007-ish, is that?
If you lift your hand, you will be shot. So I was with Putin watching a fight with Fedor, and I have a bad habit. My lips are dry.
Okay.
I always do my chapstick, and I have a bag, a mini bag with my chapstick, my dentifloss, my this, my that, and I put my bag under my chair. So I go now for my back.
Okay.
To take my chapstick while the fight is happening. As soon as I go to my back, got 20 security guys coming at me like, because you never know I can take a gun. So I wait, they're ridiculous. It's okay, you're back, be careful. Very fast.
I'd heard that during the filming of Street Fighter, you had called cut yourself during a very expensive scene because you thought that you had said a word wrong or a line wrong. Is that correct?
That may be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
No, but I'm that type of guy because when you start something and if the dialogue is not right, it doesn't follow truthfully.
Right.
So what's important when you make a movie, I mean, that's just years ago when you pay more attention to the biceps and the ass muscle. Today I'm 58.
You still got really good biceps, I have to say.
Very good shape, but I'm saying you change the mentality of
right.
traveling, culture, and all that stuff.
Absolutely. There are many, many theories and rumors about why you left Predator, because you were originally supposed to be the Predator in that film. What is the actual reason why you left Predator?
I came to the studio and they made me run around the studio and I jumped like a dancer. I jumped, you see me jumping. Hey, this guy can jump very high. I say, yes, he's in. So then I've got to go to displays and they put me on sticks and woods and they start to melt all the cast on me, you know? And it's boiling hot. I'm a guy, I like to breathe. And now they're gonna do my head and everything. And I've got my friend next to me. I said, man, I ain't gonna make it. So they put it in my mouth like a tube.
Oh my God.
And at that time, I was just to them a stunt guy, right?
Right.
And I was covered into that cast for at least 20 minutes. You say, if you feel like you cannot breathe, just go like this with the finger and I'll pull that stuff away from you. And I did it. I start to panic. And you go, no more, 5 more minutes. And finally, the cast came out. I was in Predator. It was disgusting outfit. And my feet were in these caps, so I was on some sorts of...
like stilts?
Yeah, so when Joel asked me to jump, I knew it was going to be a bad one. I said, this is impossible, Joel. I think we're going to have a problem. Then he replaced me by somebody. And the guy who did my stunt, something bad happened to him. And then they stopped the film and they did a new, more safe outfit. So I was happy that I listened to my intuition.
I'll ask you one more question, and this is a movie that you were not in, but the movie Mortal Kombat in 1995 or 1986, they based Johnny Cage off of you. Did you get any royalties from that movie?
Nothing, not on the video game, not on Bloodsport, not on Street Fighter, not on UFC.
They robbed you.
Started us. No, but I was kind of a sensation because a great teacher who saw martial arts in a different way. It was like many years of training, and that's what made Bloodsport the martial arts sensation. But what's nice about my career, it's like I make movies. I did have my ups and downs, big, small movies, but I shot around the world, and I saw really where we are in a sense, and I left for Hong Kong. I live in Hong Kong,
right?
And I've got this goal of going somewhere else, and now acting, I come here with pleasure. So I enjoy the conversation.
Right.
I'm not scared to make a boo with my mouth or makeup because they have. So I'm really me, because I'm doing something else than that. So when I jump into We Die Young, I'm real. I tell the truth. So I'm that type of guy. And all those actors were as good, if not better than me. It was a great experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a hell of a life that you've lived so far. I want to say thank you very, very much to Jean-Claude Van Damme for joining us. This has been a huge treat for me and for everybody here. We're all huge fans of Jean-Claude Van Damme. The movie is We Die Young. It is out on March 1st. Check it out. Thank you again so much for joining us. And I'm going to go try and do some high kicks. I don't think I can do them as well as you can.